aunt called me a gold digger for 2 years. Then she found my bank statements. My boyfriend's wealthy aunt called me a gold digger at every family gathering. But then she found out who was really paying his bills. Meeting Thaddeus's family at his Aunt Beatrice's mansion should have been exciting. She'd raised him after his parents died, and her approval meant everything to him. When she heard I worked at a boutique, she pulled Thaddeus aside just loud enough for me to hear. These retail girls hunt for wealthy families, darling. Be careful. That set the tone for 2 years of humiliation. Every family dinner became a battlefield. Beatrice would mention Thaddeus's trust fund repeatedly, studying my face for any hint of greed. She'd interrogate me about my family's finances while her rich friends listened, pretending it was small talk. She asked about my father's work. When I admitted he was on disability, her eyes lit up with indication. Here was proof. I came from nothing and wanted her everything. My throat would close up at every gathering, watching her calculate my worth and find me lacking. Christmas was deliberately cruel. Thaddeus unwrapped Rolexes and designer suits while I received dollar store bath sets. The gifting happened publicly, ensuring everyone witnessed the distinction. Her friends would exchange knowing looks as I thanked her for the 5th generic candle set. At Thaddeus's promotion dinner, Beatrice raised her crystal flute. She toasted his bright future and growing success, then paused. Once he learns to make better choices, she added, staring directly at me. 20 relatives watched me pretend not to understand. My hands trembled as I cut my steak into smaller and smaller pieces, unable to eat any of it. The vacation incident pushed things further. Thaddeus and I had saved for months for an Italy trip. Beatrice announced she'd pay for his ticket as a career milestone gift, but only his. She made this offer at Sunday brunch in front of her book club. You understand, don't you, Sienna? I can't fund everyone's fantasies. This from a woman with 3 vacation homes. Prenup suggestions became her favorite topic. She'd bring lawyers' business cards to family gatherings, sliding them across the table with practiced casualness. Just being smart about protecting assets, she'd say. Some people see trust funds as lottery tickets. My chest would burn with rage I couldn't express. Defending myself would only confirm her suspicions. So I smiled and passed the potatoes while she dismantled my character bite by bite. Everything changed when Thaddeus lost his job. The consulting firm eliminated his entire department. Initially optimistic, he spent weeks networking, but rejection after rejection broke him down. By month 2, he barely left bed. The depression was suffocating. I picked up extra shifts, started freelance coding until 4 a.m., sold my grandmother's jewelry, then my car. The bills kept coming. Rent, his therapy, medications, his insurance no longer covered. I handled it all without telling him. His shame was already crushing enough. Month 3 arrived with Beatrice's scheduled visit. She always came the first Wednesday, expecting lunch and updates on Thaddeus's trajectory toward success. She used her key to enter and found me at the kitchen table, surrounded by bills and bank statements. I was calculating whether we could afford both groceries and his prescription refills this week. What is this? Her voice was ice. Before I could gather the papers, she saw everything. My account statements showing daily transfers to cover rent, therapy session receipts paid with my credit card, the car sale document, 3 months of financial hemorrhaging laid bare on the table. You're paying for everything? Her voice cracked on the last word. Thaddeus appeared in the doorway, drawn by her tone. Seeing the papers, understanding her discovery, he crumbled. She won't let me pay her back, he said, voice breaking. Keep saying love doesn't have a tab. Beatrice stared at the evidence of my depleted savings, maxed credit cards, the second job pay stubs. Everything she'd believed shattered across her face in real time. But the trust fund, she whispered, doesn't release until I'm 30. Thaddeus reminded her, you know that. You designed it that way. She sank into a chair, designer suit incongruous against our scratched kitchen set. The woman who'd spent 2 years calling me a gold digger was facing proof that I'd given away everything I had for her nephew. That weekend, she appeared at my boutique with imported orchids and a rehearsed apology. Words stuck in her throat as she admitted to misjudging me, to protecting Thaddeus from the wrong threat. She pulled out a check, $50,000. I slid it back across the counter. I don't want your money. I never did. She flinched like I'd slapped her. The check trembled in her manicured fingers as the truth finally penetrated. I'd loved Thaddeus when he had everything, and I loved him with nothing. Now she introduces me as family at her galas, shows pictures of us to her society friends, posts about true love on social media with our photos. But I remember every gold digger comment, every dollar store candle, every public humiliation designed to make me disappear. When she brags about her wonderful future niece-in-law, I think about those bills spread across the kitchen table. The moment she realized the gold digger was actually the one keeping her nephew afloat. She keeps that canceled check in her purse, the one I refused. Shows it to people as proof of my character. $50,000 that proved what 2 years of degradation couldn't. I was never there for the money.